You got to know a little bit about my history. I grew up in New York City, and around when I was about 13 years old, I was introduced to the Nation of Gods and Earths. At that time, they were called the 5% Nation. And, you know, their particular teaching was that the black man was God. Now, this was very revolutionary for me at that time, coming out of a Christian home and being scared to death of the image of Jesus Christ on the wall. You know, I never understood. It always scared me.
Right.
And looking at all of those images, you know, my mom had all of the ornaments, the angels. They were all white. The Last Supper, everything was white. So I grew up in those teachings, and I kind of came in tune with some information in the early '80s. Pertaining to women and parthenogenesis, which means virgin birth. But it wasn't until years later that I began to start understanding the feminine principle of the Godhead, because we live in a society and a world where God is synonymous with the male figure. And the majority of the people of the world have pretty much come to the consensus that God is a male. Mm-hmm. And if they don't believe that there's a God at all, well, either God is a man or there's just no God at all. But check this out. No woman is going to be a God, because the society that we live in says that the woman is secondary in nature, that the man is the primary species of all life. And in his particular spiritual writings, such as the Bible, the Quran, and the Torah, he even has the supreme deity to co-sign his divinity, because he is made in the image and likeness of this male God. Right. And so the woman pretty much takes the back row. She's pretty much the nice wife. She's the helpmate. You know what I mean? And she takes, no matter what comes down the line, what kind of abuse, whatever it is, she's going to be there to help her man no matter what, whether he's right or wrong. You see what I'm saying? So the man has pretty much been ordained to divinely rule the woman. He has been ordained by the Godhead to be the ruler, because all of the scriptures say, because of the original sin, the so-called original sin, where Eve enticed Adam to eat the apple, well, God punished the world, and God punished Eve. She had to bear pain. She had to bear the pain of bearing birth, and she had to be subjugated by her husband. She had to submit to her husband. So man came into the divine position of rulership over his wife, because of the fact that she was the one who led him into eating the apple. And so from there forth on, the woman has always been in subdued role. Absolutely. Well, you know, like the majority of people in the world, at least about 85% of them, they have no understanding or knowledge about these older religions, because of the fact that with these new modern religions such as Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, they pretty much have these security blankets inside of them. They have these security codes that says anything other than this particular religion is either idolatry, it's Satanism, it's something to that effect. Yes, absolutely. And so so as these new religions came in, they had to devise a kind of security code. And what they had to do is, because, let me just say this, before Judaism, Islam, and Christianity, pretty much all over the planet Earth, it was known that the mother was God. This is organic spirituality. Religion is something that is man-made. Spirituality is organic because it's natural. It's something that you know. We all know that the mother is God. One of the first words you utter out of your mouth is Ma. I don't care what culture you come from, what language you speak. The word Ma is universal. Well, Mami Wata is pretty much an ancient name. It's also used today in contemporary Voodoo societies. And so Voodoo is the oldest form of spirituality on the planet. A lot of people don't know what Voodoo is because because of Hollywood has made voodoo, hoodoo into this
negative,
this negative, horrific 666 Satan type of thing. But all voodoo really is your natural cosmological genetic connection to your ancient ancestors and to nature. We are all connected to nature. We are all connected to Mother Earth. Mother Earth is connected to Mother Universe. Mother Universe is connected to that Mother Spirit, the Mother Soul.
Right.
And so in nature, you have the 4 cardinal points: fire, air, earth, and water.
Right.
So that's the basis of what is called the cube, a square. But within that square, the fire, air, earth, and water, there are multiplicities of subtleties in each one of these cardinal points.
Tell us about that, yeah.
Okay, each one of these cardinal points, such as fire, air, earth, and water, it has different subtleties, different faculties, or different, if you will, powers or natures.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Our ancestors were looking not to lord over things, not to worship nature, but they were seeking to be in tune with their cosmological selves. By getting in tune with their cosmological selves, they understood that the 4 cardinal points was what constituted and made them human beings. Now, they also understood that all nature was interdependent. And they understood that they were one of the highest vibrations on this earthly plane. And being one of the higher vibrations of this earthly plane and this big brain of theirs, they understood that there was a way to manipulate these 4 cardinal points and the multiplicity of subtleties that each one of them have to utilize to enhance themselves spiritually and to keep the civilization in a sort of balance.
Right.
Because when you have male and female principles, these are principles, so-called opposites, but not really. Because I try to always explain this. There's really no balance in life. There's a cooperation.
It's like it's like you have to have that.
Exactly.
Right.
So people are saying, oh, well, it's a balance. It's incorrect. There's no balance in life. We all have our own individualities. And so we have to seek cooperation with one another. And so our ancestors, learning the immutable laws of the universe and the subtleties of the universe, they learned how to cooperate with the natures that within themselves. And this is where in the cosmology of ancient Kemet, which is Egypt, and also in Kush is older than Kemet. They began to call these things netters or netir. No one really knows the correct pronunciation.
Right.
Because the language had no vowels to it. So we're doing our best to try to describe what our ancestors were talking about. Well, these netters or these natures is those subtleties or those subtle forces in nature.
That's what I was going to ask you. What were the actual subtiers? So
these are subtle forces in nature. And these subtle forces have an infinite multiplicity of offices.
So what are they specifically? Like, can you give one specific, or is it...
Okay. I'm trying to give you the best picture. That's why I began with fire, air, earth, and water.
Right.
Those 4 cardinal points, each one of them has a multiplicity of subtleties.
Right, okay.
A multiplicity of different manifestations.
Okay.
Fire can manifest itself in different different means, such as light,
Right.
heat,
Right. Okay.
personality type.
Got you.
You understand what I'm saying to you?
Got you. Yeah.
WHCR 90.3 FM, New York.
African people, because of our high carbon and melanin content, we're water people. This is why you'll notice that our communities are inland. They try to keep us landlocked. They'll try to keep us away from the waterways. If you notice, Europeans will buy up all of the property that's closest to the water. We thrive near water. I mean, ancient Kemet, we was all along the Nile Valley because melanin is very water soluble. You see what I'm saying? And 75% of your melanin is water.
Right.
You see, so they keep us landlocked because of the fact that near the water, our vibrations, our frequencies will resonate in a more cohesive way. So on the planet, what they are doing now is they are keeping the frequencies mixed up. Because you know how, let me explain this to you. Intelligence is frequency. Black, the color black is really not a color, it's a frequency. This frequency manifests itself in intelligence. Spirit is frequency. Spirit is, in the root of the word, is spiral.
Right.
So that spiral is the motion, the resonation. It's energy in motion. That's what spirit is. Blackness is the infinite cosmological spirit that is constantly in motion. So, because we are cosmologically, genetically, if I said that right.
You made that one up, but no.
I made that one up, right?
That's cool, but we can make up our own words here.
Right.
Okay.
That's what we do.
That's what we
That's
do.
Ebonics.
There you go.
We are connected to everything in the universe because, listen, the sky is black, the ocean is black, everything is black. Nothing is, when things are white, they're in a state of disease. Absolutely. And so, again, what's so powerful about the frequencies? You know how sometimes you're sitting around and you just get a premonition?
Right.
That's how it works. Because sound is traveling at 1,000 and
Up
sound
to bro,
travels
look that
at
up.
1,120 feet.
Okay.
1,120 feet per second.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Light travels at the rate of 180,000 miles per second. Right? So light thought is traveling through sound, and it's traveling through different gases, ether, right? The highest of the gases is the ether.
Right.
And as sound and thought travels, we perceive like radio waves, like we're speaking right now, and people all the way across the world can hear like these little telephones we got. You're talking into a little box. But people can pick it up all the way across the world because in the air, there's an invisible frequency.
Right, right.
Well, they learned that based upon us because we can communicate with each other through frequencies. And we pick up frequencies. That's why sometimes you know things and you don't even know how you know it because you pick up the frequency. We are now living in the time of the return of the Great Mother. Life is a mother. Nature is a mother. When you look at all life, the one who possesses the eggs is very important to the future. Eggs is the pattern of all life. When you look at a person's head, it is shaped coming out of the womb, the stargate, like an egg. Ovaries, shaped like eggs. Testicles, shaped like eggs. The nucleus of a man's sperm, shaped like an egg. The planet Earth is shaped what is called an oblate spheroid, shaped like an egg. The stars, the sun, the moon, and all of the stars are shaped like eggs. The planets are traveling in their terrific speed in their axis in the shape of an egg. Sound, as we speak,